Hallo und guten Abend, herzlich willkommen zu dieser Abschlusspräsentation von Çağla Dolleris Residenz hier an den Kammerspielen. Mein Name ist Olivia Ebert und ich bin die Dramaturgin, die diese Residenzen hier begleitet hat. Und genau, ich wechsle jetzt gleich ins Englische, weil wir uns ja jetzt zusammen unterhalten wollen. So I'm very glad to welcome you to this final presentation of the residency of Çağla Dolleris. He's sitting just next to me. And I'm also very glad that Tuncay Acar is joining us today. Tuncay was with me and two other colleagues in the jury who had a very tough task to choose 4 projects out of 124 applications for this residency program. The residency program is an idea to host independent artists at the Munich Kammerspiele that are researching the relation between performance art and city landscape or city topics, understanding the city as a mesh that is changeable, that you can intervene with. And we chose 4 groups, and this is the first residency. Çağla was with us for 3 weeks now, and there will 3 other residencies follow from September on. It's a pleasure for me to having you here in this residency, but also tonight for this talk. And before we dive into the film that you made, I just wanted to introduce you shortly. So you worked and lived in Turkey for a long time. You worked as a actor in the Cities Theater, in Istanbul Cities Theater, and since a couple of years, I think 2 years, 4 years, yeah. You are staying in Germany and doing your artwork here as an artist in exile. And doing work as a performer, but also collaborating with other independent artists as a director. Yeah. And you, the work you're doing, like your performative work, your performance work you're doing has already been invited for quite a lot of international festivals and scopes. And you also worked internationally, for example, with the Artist Theater in Greece, with Abattoir Ferme in Belgium, Thalia Theater and Sascha Waltz and guests here in Germany. Yeah, and before we start talking, I would say we watch the film that you made. So, film up, please.
Do nothing. To say nothing. To stand. To blame oneself. To go out. To walk towards the city. To look at the watch. The clock. To listen to the ticking. To think about the time. To keep walking. To stare at the others. To keep walking. To see the newspaper in front of a kiosk. To ignore. To think. To give up thinking. To look for the key. To do nothing. To say nothing. to go towards the town hall, to wonder if it rained in the night, to see if the clouds are moving, to stop, to go back to the kiosk, to grab a coffee and the newspaper, to read that the war has started, to hurry down to the S-Bahn, to look at the newspaper again, to read on the front page, war, to notice that war takes half a page, to tell that that's it, to read that a country is being bombed, to hear the noise, to be heartbroken, to wake up slowly while reading, to come back to the front page, to read war again, to feel paralyzed. To look for help within oneself. To know helplessness. Pick up the cell phone, to give up, to look at through the buildings, to suffer from the day's beauty. To realize that it's useless to think. To go down the street. To see people to say, yes, indeed, the day is beautiful. To notice a woman whose head is resting on the asphalt. To give some coins to the beggar woman. To feel relieved. To forget. To do nothing. To not know anything. To go on walking. To take notice of people's indifference towards each other. To see too many policemen. To be told to keep going. To see a young man being arrested at the end of the march. To measure the tension in the air. To go all the way to English Garden. To admire the garden's beauty. To feel hunger. To feel guilty when thinking of hunger. To pretend that's okay to feel hunger in stomach with those feelings. To have lunch. To ask for some beer. To drink, eat, and pay. To leave. To leave the restaurant. To not refuge. To go back to the city center. To stop. To think about the war. To admit that some do win. To be thirsty, hot, then to feel cold. To feel the sweat between your hand and the newspaper. To get a headache. To focus on the newspaper again. To hear bombs falling onto a country. To feel discouraged. To not understand the wind. To wonder if the human race is not in danger. To realize, to hear a war from far away, for others, to bomb, eliminate a country, blow up a civilization, destroy the living. To exit from one idea to another. To be horrified. To hate. To resist. To stand up. To keep distance from desire. To not give up, but wait. Wait. To wait. Wait for the days when you can take risks. Take risks. That's the only thing you can do.
Was für einen Auftrag haben Sie hier, oder? Auftrag? Sie filmen das ja.
Ja, aber ich habe keinen Auftrag. Ich filme ihn bloß.
Weshalb? Drehgenehmigung oder was dabei?
Nee, ich habe keine Drehgenehmigung.
Warum nennen Sie jetzt das? Was ist das?
Also, was das jetzt ist, müssen Sie ihm sagen.
Dann würde ich jetzt bitten, die Aufnahme zu stoppen.
Ja.
Und haben Sie verstanden?
Ja.
Yeah, wow. I think it's the first time I watched the film today, and it's it's again and again touching. Or yeah, I was already touched by reading your proposal when you handed in, by following you into this process, and again now by the film. It's yeah, it's a strong action that you proposed, that you went through. The 10 days, they just ended. They ended just 2 days before. So the 27th of May was the last day. We just saw you on the airport. And yeah, rolling, crawling, and you put it on the blog that you also did on the Instagram. You put it on the first day with this expression, finding 100 ways to kneel and kiss the ground. And I think this is somehow also, yeah, beautiful way to express the precarious situation you're putting yourself in through this action, having consciously chosen this action, having a kind of devotion expressed in this very first citation you chose. And yeah, I just wanted to ask you as a first question. Yeah, now just after these 10 days, We just followed your body on the screen, your exhaustion also. How was this practice for you? What did it do with you, with your body, with your thoughts? Because before you came here, it was just on paper. You never tried before. So,
first of all, thanks for having me here. Thanks for inviting me, and awarding my proposal. Actually, this is the beauty of performance art, that it just develops itself during the process. So it was just an idea and dedication of doing this simple human act, 10 days long. But then, it changed a lot also during the process itself, the movement, the proposal, the idea, everything changed. But regarding your question, actually I have to admit, it was quite hard, physically, mentally, psychologically. It was quite intensive and it was quite demanding. And I even remember that I was making a joke to Tuncay. I was saying that, in my proposal, it was like 10 days preparation, 10 days performance. I was saying I should have said 3 weeks long preparation and 1 day of performance. After 2 days, I was already physically fully crippled, in pain, having difficulties to sleep. Every day I was smelling urinate from the street, just collecting broken glasses in my hands. I don't hesitate to mention how difficult it was, because it also shows how difficult to live at the outside for the others. Every day I knew that it's a limited period of time that I chose to continue doing this act, but every day I knew that I will be getting rest in my room, which was given by Kamashpile, that I had the chance to feel warm again, to clean myself, to wash my clothes, to prepare myself for the day after. So it was, it hurts. The street, asphalt, beton, being on it, among the others on this level hurts a lot.
So I just remind you on the last quote of the video, take risks.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can do.
Actually, this text material is the material of another project. At the beginning, it was not meant to be used with the video material. I inspired the text by Etel Adnan, but at the end, just for presentation for today, I decided to bring those two beautiful materials together, actually, with the film material and the text material. And it was not in the original text, this quote, take risks. It was from me. I'm saying that, some days ago we already had another talk with you at HABIBI Kiosk. It's kind of concept of my work that I always take risks. And in a way it's kind of metaphor. When I say take risks, I'm also talking about political, artistic risks, but on the other level, I obviously take physical risks. So that's why, it's just like double layering the idea or the term, actually.
Yeah, maybe before we talk about the film and also the text, also Tuncay and we accompanied you only one day or 2 days. We were not the whole time with you, but it was very, also really interesting to follow the reactions and also also being oneself as an accompanier to you in this upright position, struggling with the provocation this action is doing, as somehow dismissing categorizing or the mechanisms of categorizing. So it for the passing by people, it was not easy to say what are you doing? What is this about? Do you need help, or are you insane, or whatever? But I was also as an observer somehow involved then, because I said, that's somehow, there are many reactions, maybe more reactions than I thought, with this image of ignoring surface of the city, like, but also, thinking of how these, why are these reactions coming, and why, for example, we can ignore a beggar on the street. That's what we do, like, or not everybody of us maybe, but many people have this habit of ignoring people living on the street, because you were mentioning also in the first answer, that you were on this same ground as many people of the city are the whole 24 hours. But somehow there are these mechanisms that I was really interested in when I observed you, and the reactions of the people. What kind of different reactions were coming from the people, or how did you experience it while being in this action, this performative action?
Actually, before I try to respond your question, I would like to emphasize that I don't like to address a certain group of people in my work. That in general I prefer to call that I dedicated my work to all the others, to every single person who is othered. And including myself, I also consider myself also the other. This being other situation can be motivated by any kind of physical, political, sociological, economical differences. Of course, this being other situation includes the beggars, refugees, everyone. And with this understanding and motivation, I decided to encourage or provoke people to think about the other level of living, which is usually not seen enough. And also as the performer of it, I also would like to experience the life the other way around, from the bottom to the top. So with this understanding, any kind of reaction was a good reaction to me. So that's why I was there. That's why I did this performance, to create any kind of reaction. Actually, I just wanted people to react, to think, to ask questions. And regarding your question, what kind of reactions I got, actually it was quite changeable, and it was just changing regarding the part of the city where I was. Actually nearby on Maximilianstraße towards to Hafbahnhof, I mostly was ignored. The level of ignoration was just scary, really. I mean, it's so easy to keep yourself busy with your cell phone, with your partner, or with the environment around you. Just, it's so easy to escape. I mean, it was so clear that most of the people saw me, but they didn't look at me. Of course, I mean, in between there were some people who were asking if I need help. It also happened, but the true reaction actually that I like to have or create came from the elderly people. They were much more open to react, to call, to talk, even to argue. There was a lady who was saying that it's horrible what I was doing to myself. And she said this several times, and after a while she even came back, I don't know, after 20 minutes, she was saying that I'm sure that I'm gonna see you on the news. She was so sure that I would be hospitalized or arrested, I don't know. It was not, and I just, then actually she came third time, and she asked for how long I'm gonna keep doing this. And she was totally angry with me at the end when she heard that I will just continue for days long. And another old lady, and she was proposing me that I should use plastic bag under
into your clothes.
Yeah.
Because of the rain.
Yeah,
the rain was not on your side. While the performance.
So it was at that time it was so beautiful, and the ones who were asking or looking at me but doing nothing also thought like I'm insane. You also see it on the video. So many people say behind me that I'm insane. That's also the easiest way to ignore, because whenever you call someone that they are insane, mad, crazy, or whatever, it's directly giving the responsibility to the other that it's your problem. You did it, you're insane, you must struggle with your own situation. It's not my story. But in between, of course, also so many beautiful reactions. It's also on the video, there was a guy who was really insisting, I was also performing this piece during the Corona times, when people are, instinctively, directly putting distance between each other. There was a guy who didn't think about such things, and he was really insisting to take me on his shoulders because I was climbing up from the Gasteig. At the end, my collaboration partner, Leon, the video artist, was hiding himself, and I just couldn't stop myself, and I said, no, thank you, I have my friend. And he just kept insisting. Maybe 10 times he said, no, just come to my shoulders. I'm going to carry you to the top. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe this is also another interesting point to mention, that you have been accompanied all the time by the first 5 days, I think, by Zoe Schmederer, who did the camera for the first 5 days, and then by Leon Bischoff, who did then the camera. So there was always another person with you, what did this change in the reactions, or how did the people realize then, or was it kind of a relief to see there is somebody, or
Yeah, some did, some not. We were also playing with the idea of having the video artist with me, behind me. Sometimes we agreed on that they were hiding themselves. Of course, having the video artists around me or behind me was my security. And I'm so sure that from the first minute on, the police was just following me, watching me. Also, so many times, the police cars were just driving around me, and at the end, they realized that there was someone somewhere around, somewhere nearby, and then they just went back, so they just didn't do anything. And there were also some moments, the ones who were seeing, they were also asking questions, because also in my mood, and because of limited German, I didn't communicate, or I tried not to communicate. So the camera person from time to time were the address to explain that it's my decision, or it's a performance, that I just choose to do this act, actually. But I'm sure that I would be really, as the lady said, I would be arrested, or I would be hospitalized if I didn't have a video person, and at the end you see that we're
She
also
was right.
yeah. I actually literally I was on the news, but on the newspaper, luckily there was such a nice critic on Süddeutsche
Yes, she
about
had
the
right
piece.
with everything
Yeah,
she said.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you also see at the end of the film material, we were also stopped by the police, and if I didn't have the name of Kamerspieler, for example, it would have been different.
They stopped you for 1.5 hours, I heard.
Yeah.
So they won't let you go.
Actually,
And-
pardon.
No. But you told me that at the end, one officer called the higher one, and
Yeah.
this went on, and at the end there was one officer in a very high position who said, I read the article in the newspaper,
yeah.
so that was your luck, actually.
Actually, I mean, they didn't know what to do with me. They didn't understand. It's even on the material. I mean, was ist das? You know, they were just saying. I mean, I don't carry a flag. I'm not, shouting slogans. They just didn't know how to react, and they were just also. But I mean, this is somehow, that's the thing. Actually, I mean, this was the title of the call. The residence program's title was "What is the city?" I just also would like or emphasize the rules of the city in a way. I mean, as soon as you start behaving strangely, then you're targeted, you're arrested or stopped. So the police was just, you cannot do something like this. But at the end, I was not doing anything wrong. I was just behaving differently.
And he wanted to know what was your task.
Yeah.
He asked, what is your task?
And I tried to explain what it is. I showed him the article on Süddeutsch. I mean, he understood, he appreciated, but somehow, theoretically, it's not possible to behave strange. And at the end, I mean, we were given also some phone calls. We also tried to reach some people to leave the space or to have the freedom to keep the material we already had. And at the end, the very highest person said, I know the piece. I already read on the Süddeutsch, and you're free to use the material. But we are just given some limitations, restrictions, not to show, not to say, and so. And then luckily we have this material, and this became the end of the.
So one thing I want to ask you is, are you satisfied with the result? Did you get all the aims you had in your mind with this project?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I already think how to go beyond, to be honest. I don't have the answer for it yet, but I would like to provoke the society even more. Because, I mean, as I said, somehow when I was considered as the insane person, it's also the ignoration. It's part of the ignoration that they didn't question themselves. They didn't question the life and the situation and everything. Definitely, I'm happy about the result and the experience. And in a way, I already have different relation with the city, and the city has a different relation with me. But there might be ways how to go beyond.
So this could be also one step to develop the project. You told me that you even play with the thought that you do these projects in other streets, in other cities.
That's my dream. Especially in Germany. Within Germany, I like to take the concept of somehow occupying the venues while doing this act. There is in a way I know how or why it is, because there is a huge ideology behind it, which has been experienced for a long time, which was created such a strong system that I cannot change anything just on my own, but in a way I like to just encourage people to think or to ask more questions. Actually, I would like to tell you an experience that I had quite time ago. In 2007, I went to Berlin from Istanbul to follow the festival Tansim August, to watch performances and to do workshops. And I was running to a workshop at Sophiensäle, and I was a bit late, but I still needed to have coffee. Normally I hate Starbucks coffee, but it was the easiest thing to me, and I just went in, just next to Akisha and there was such a sad image just in front of Starbucks, that there was a really young girl who was holding a Starbucks cup, and she was trying to collect money while she was begging. I just went in, and for the first time I saw such a statement, such a slogan, where it was saying like, with every coffee you get from Starbucks, you also donate, I don't know, 5, 10, 50 cents, something like this, that you also donate to the people, to the poor people who are working in the field of coffee in Africa or in, South Korea and so. I mean, this is just incredible in my understanding, that they already confess that they get the advantage of these poor people, they are not paying them well, but they also, I mean, without any shame, they also declare that, they are still in critical situation, and they also invite me or force me to donate for those people. And at the end, so this is the ideology, this is the hidden ideology behind it. This is how the system works in general in societies, in those kind of big cities. So whenever I take this coffee, I know that I commit a crime, But at the end, I'm also given the freedom or the chance to catharsize myself while I'm paying this 5 cents or 10 cents to donate to those people, but not to the people who are begging on the street, to Starbucks again. The Starbucks is responsible to take care of these poor people, who are poor children, who are discriminated or used in this way in those fields by Starbucks again. So at the end, you don't criticize, you don't think, you're just given so many chances where you feel relieved. It's not your business, you're not guilty of it, but I just have this constant guilt in me that I feel responsible. I feel responsible everything around me, and with this constant feeling, I like to do more with this understanding of performance.
Yeah, I think this is like what you just described, this conscious awareness or sensitiveness of the own existence, but also of the surrounding in that you are in, is something that I read through the text you were using in the film. This pedestrian, or this imagined pedestrian walking through the city, being conscious about one's own and the feelings like hunger, but also about the thoughts that these feelings are evoking. Like, okay, while I'm hungry now and others are hungry, may I be allowed to eat then? Or how to relate to these parallelities of reality that this city is constantly coping somehow, like how witnessing, and somehow this what you just this event or this witness you just told us with the young woman in front of the Starbucks, and your feelings about it. This is something that I related now to the text material, And yeah, maybe we come back to this text also in relation to the action you're doing, because somehow both have this certain kind of passivity, like as being passive. Sorry, my English, being passive, while being active. Or it's this. Yeah. I don't know. Your action. It's kind of is very an active action. You go consciously on the ground. It's a demonstration. It's very active, but still, then in this state, you are also passive in what, in the terms of reaction that comes towards you, or in terms of how will be the surface in the next 10 meters, or you are kind of in this frame, and somehow the text. For me, yeah, it's from another moment. It's an upright pedestrian who walks through the city, but still, he is kind of also, or I say he or this person is kind of also, framed in this existence.
This is exactly what I was thinking about. These are kind of two normalities that exist side by side. So everyone has a different perception of normality. So you walk through the normality of the mass with your own kind of normality, and it doesn't fit in the general perception of normality. So the people realize that you are taking some kind of action, but they don't really understand what kind of action this is. That's why the police asks you, what is your task? Because you have to have a task, or you have to fit into a kind of task that is also a part of a certain normality of the society, a kind of consensus that everybody has what normality is in this certain state and in this certain phase of history, you know. That's kind of interesting, I guess, that you break the normality with another perception of it, and this is something that doesn't fit then, or?
I mean, I really hesitate to create such big statements, but you know, I mean, for example, I remember, you know, this beautiful quote from Pina Bausch when she was saying that dance, otherwise we are lost. I also take it such a political statement. For me, it's like act, otherwise we are lost. I mean, it's also I mean, I'm an actor, I do act, but also I'm a person and I politically act in this way. And I mean, also this sentence from Adorno, for example, you know, I mean, es gibt kein richtiges Leben im Falschen. What kind of normality we are talking about? I don't want to criticize anyone, but when I'm considered as an insane person, on this very street, just on the next door, someone can easily pay 5,000 euros for such a...
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, who is normal? And those people who are working on those shops were amazed by my image, that they were also shooting me from inside of the... You know, I mean, and when someone enters to those shops to buy such items, they are considered extremely normal, even they are appreciated. So in this kind of normality, I try not to be normal. And in my understanding, being normal is quite abnormal. So I'm totally confused in this kind of... So that's what I say. I mean, you know, there is such a big ideology behind the cities, behind societies, that I'm also, as the person who is struggling with my act of performing, I'm also trying to understand what it is, also trying to exist. And when I'm doing something for the dedication, to the dedication of all the others, as being the other, I also say that I exist. And this chance was given by Kamashvili to me this time, that I could scream out, shout out that I exist in the middle of the town, on the surface of Maximilianstraße every day.
Yes, it's. I mean, it's very interesting to see the result, and also one day I was with you, and it's for me it's very good to see such a performance, because it breaks this kind of strange consensus that this street has. And actually, for me, it's a good feeling to walk through this street with the consciousness that I'm going somewhere and I have something to do in Maximilianstraße.
And
I never had this before.
And I know how similar it is.
Yes.
How similar it is. I know it really well. Yeah.
Yeah, so it fits very good to exactly to this location, but also to the others, because the normality we are talking about is always a construct. Everybody constructs his own normality, and I think it's very interesting to observe these kind of systems, you know, in which we all kind of agree to live in. I think this is what you are doing. You are observing these kind of constructions from the bottom of the society, and this makes it very, very interesting. You could also go from another perspective and watch it and observe, but you observe it from the bottom.
Basically, it's the reflection of my political, emotional, intellectual understanding that I chose to be there, and it's just it's just a provocation to the others why someone choose to act or behave like this rather than behaving or seeing normal. And I don't, I mean, that's also part of the risk, that I don't also hesitate to be seen stupid, ugly, and so, you know, I mean, I'm also not interested in my work, I'm not interested in the forms and the shape and the outlook of myself as a performer, as a human. I feel more human in this way, actually, because I dare to be there. I dare to be there.
Yeah, so the text also, another reality is coming into the reality of war. Like, it's another way of neglecting the system, or being here every day in the city looking at the beautiful sky, or you have all these contrasts in the text, while another in another city is getting bombed. Yeah, being here alive in this peace that we have somehow. There's another level. You show us with your action, in contrast to the surface of the city, that the realities in with these cities are very different. And on the level of the text, there is another, more global perspective than.
We shouldn't forget that the biggest motivation or the reason being othered is because of the war situation. Actually, no one chose to be the other. If it comes from economical, sociological, geographical differences, and you're forced to be someone else, then if you're the other to the society, if you don't fit, and I mean, it's so clear right now with all those conflicts between Israel, Palestinian, all those refugees from Syria, Kurdistan on the streets. So that's why I would love to involve the texts for this presentation today.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say maybe this is the point where we come to an end also. Or is there anything else you would like to add on?
I just would like to thank again and again for accepting my proposal and welcoming my proposal, and welcoming me here during this period of time. I'm so glad that I'm given the chance to present my work here.
Yes, me
Thank
too. I'm
you.
very lucky that we had you here with your amazing project, and I think it fits very good to the claim. What is the city? And it hit the nail on the point, I guess. And very nice also to have this as a starter for the two other three other residencies that will come.
Yes.
And this will also, I hope, in the whole and complete, this will be a very interesting and very fruitful observation of this city.
Yeah, yeah. I also would like to thank you, Charla, again for this consequent proposal, and it's it's been a pleasure to have you here the 3 weeks. But now the 3 weeks are going
Yeah.
very fast, and but the film will stay, and of course all the conversation and all the experiences in this city will also stay. That I had, thanks to you and your proposal. So thank you very much. And as Tunjai said, there will be 3 other residencies to follow. The next one will be also here in the HABIBI kiosk. It will just start after our summer break when we come back to the theater in the mid of September. There will be a group of 4 Munich artists coming from different fields, inhabiting this space as a living archive of Munich subculture, of culture of the last decades, inviting people to come with their stories and their objects, and looking forward to this. And maybe then we can all meet here in the HABIBI. I hope so. So thank you for watching, for being with us. Thank you for having the talk. And enjoy your evening, and hope to see you soon in the theater. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.